my child, be thankful that you are not the same person you were before. You have made great progress, even if you are still learning. You are a better person now that you have overcome the impossible. You can rely on me to look after you and to support you during every stage of life. God says, you are hearing from your soul, my child, so trust your instincts and intuition. This video will open doors that were previously closed by receiving God's blessing. By the end of this month, goals will be accomplished and prayers will all be answered at once. Remember that God is a loving, protective and desire-driven parent who only wants the best for his children, and that he is telling you today that you will have financial support and resources beyond your wildest dreams. If you watch this video through to the end, you will see that everything works out and that your life will be the best it has ever been. You have recovered very well, even defeating illness and debt completely. God is restoring your health, comfort and prosperity after you have faced hardship, adversity and lack. If you are feeling scared or anxious, turn to Him in prayer and trust that He will guide and protect you from whatever challenges you may face. Your financial and spiritual situation will drastically change after 3 weeks. God tells us, I am aware of your problems. You have sustained repeated injuries. Still, you put up a lot of effort to put things right. God will unlock the doors, silence the noise, clear your mind and give you back your peace of mind. I know that every time you rise above adversity, a new storm comes along and knocks you back down, but that's all over now, my child. I have a great life plan for you. You have been there for everyone else. You never complain. Watch this video all the whole through to experience wonders. You will have a fantastic remainder of 2025. Failure can be frightening. It may be hard to accept, especially when it comes as a surprise. God sees failure differently than we do, and it can make us question our abilities, judgment or even our own worth. I will use you to accomplish great things for the kingdom. You will have breakthroughs, healing and blessings. Every failure is a launching pad for success. This support encourages us to see failure differently in this critical and demanding world. It is a comforting and inspiring message that reminds us to learn, grow and finally succeed. In this message, God encourages us to see every setback as a comma rather than a total stop on the path of life. He does not minimize the hurt caused by failing. There may be scars from the pain, which is real, but He is giving us a road map to help us get through this sea of difficulties. Lord Jesus, please bless me. To illustrate this point, let's look at a story. Say a man has always wanted to start a successful business and puts everything he has into it. His company fails by traditional standards, but he is an ineffective person. From God's perspective, He will see this setback as a teaching moment. That's what God wants us to understand when we fail. Perhaps his business plan wasn't sound, or perhaps his marketing strategy wasn't successful. He learns valuable lessons from the failure, and he may use the knowledge and abilities he acquires from these experiences to grow and improve. We're not quite done yet. There is just one approach that we are aware of that doesn't work. Every mistake we make and every challenge we encounter is an opportunity to learn, grow and improve. God's message also suggests that failing is acceptable. In fact, it is necessary. Our fear of failure often prevents us from taking risks, trying new things, and stepping outside of our comfort zones. If every setback can be used as a launching pad for success, then fear should be unjustified. Every mistake and setback makes us stronger and more determined. In this case, how we view failure is crucial. Every setback offers us two choices. Either we allow the failure to define us, or we use it to reshape our path to success. Every setback allows us to re-evaluate our goals and strategies. Do we choose to continue living our lives in misery, or do we choose to get back up and try again? The answer is right at our fingertips. Perhaps we weren't meant to be on the path we were on. Perhaps there is something more and better in store for us. Failure can also foster kindness and empathy. It gives us the chance to re-evaluate our goals and adjust our sails. As a result, we may discover new interests and career opportunities. We might feel more empathy and sympathy for others who are going through difficult times because we know what it's like to be at the bottom after failing. Finally, because God states that every setback is a springboard for success, it might inspire us to accept failure and to help support and create a community where everyone overcomes obstacles. You should subscribe to our channel if you are a believer. It's a message of perseverance, unwavering faith and optimism. Let's keep this divine knowledge in mind as we continue our journey. Let's reframe our failures, turn them into opportunities, and create our own path to success. After all, it doesn't really matter how many times we fail. What matters is how many times we get back up and are ready to face the world in the future. The human experience is made up of feelings, experiences, and events. In the midst of life's vitality, stress frequently enters our lives and can contaminate our bodies, minds, and souls, upsetting our equilibrium. However, God provides us with a simple yet profound message in His infinite wisdom. You should have faith in me instead of overstressing yourself. For many people, stress has become a constant companion, lurking beneath our busy schedules, demanding deadlines, and never-ending responsibilities. It erodes our mental clarity and depletes our vitality. But God exhorts us to wait, take a step back, and assess our lives. He is urging us to lay aside our concerns and trust in Him. This message does not mean that we should abandon our goals, stop working hard, or stop taking responsibility for our lives. Rather, it suggests that we should stop carrying the burden of the entire world. God's message serves as a helpful reminder that we are not traveling alone. He is at our side, watching out for us, leading, and supporting us. He is aware of our hardships, obstacles, aspirations, and wishes. Therefore, we should stop trying to control every aspect of life. We should also stop worrying about the future and the unknown. Let's use the example of a painter and his canvas to illustrate his point. The painter sees with his eyes, and as he chooses, mixes, and applies paint to the canvas, he has an idea in mind and is creating a work of art. He has us all figured out. His strategy is crafted with knowledge and affection. He encourages us to have faith in both his time and this plan. In a similar spirit, the great painters of our time are creating masterpieces. Every interaction, person, and event is a brushstroke of his. The process takes time, patience, and faith in his creative ability. If he worried about the result with every paintbrush stroke, he would become anxious and creating art would no longer be enjoyable. Having faith in God is a helpful tool that allows us to give Him our worries, concerns, and fears. It feels like we are letting go of a huge load that we have been carrying for far too long. It is our responsibility to trust the painter and not worry over every brush stroke. Building this type of trust takes time, it's an adventure, and it requires a deliberate approach. It feels like the first time you breathe pure air after being immersed for a while. It brings about a sense of calm, tranquility, and relaxation. By giving thanks up to $100, you may express your love and blessings. It requires courage, trust, and perseverance. It calls us to let go of our ego. It calls us to let go of our fear of the unknown and our need for control. It involves acknowledging that we are all fallible human beings and that it is okay to ask for help. And as we become more capable of depending on God, we will notice a change. There will be difficult times for you, but I'll see you through them. Have faith. To receive the blessings, watch this video through to the end. Rather than worrying about our challenges, we will find the strength to face them. Rather than allowing our obstacles to defeat us, we will find the courage to overcome them. If you follow Jesus, please subscribe to our channel. Dear child, I am here to tell you that following me does not ensure that your life will be perfect by the standards of the outside world. We will learn to be patient and wait for the right opportunities rather than grabbing the wrong ones. We will have the strength to overcome our setbacks rather than allowing them to defeat us. We cannot expect things to fall into place while we do nothing but sit back and watch. Each of us must play a part, put in the work, and take action. We need to take initiative, make decisions, and take chances, but because God is with us guiding and assisting us, we should approach all of this with the surrendered sense. God's message also emphasizes the necessity for us to act in addition to putting our faith in Him. They invite us to a life of peace, faith, and divine guidance. As we move through life, let's hold fast to this message. Let's embrace faith and let go of our burdened hearts. God's words, "You are overstressing yourself. Instead, you should have faith in me as a ray of hope and comfort in this anxious world. Have faith in me, even in the dark, for my light will guide the way." God makes a great promise in these words, a promise of direction and safety, a promise of certainty and hope. Let us trust the divine plan and move forward accordingly, for faith in God creates the most beautiful and melodious music in the grand symphony of life. God's message reflects the divine truth that God is always with us and will lead us toward light even in our darkest moments. Everyone experiences dark moments in life, when everything seemed uncertain and gloomy. Watch this video through to the end. It could be a loved one passing away, a terrible mistake, a cruel betrayal, or an impossible task. Sometimes it takes a while to see God's light while we are in the middle of a storm, but God requests that we trust Him through these difficult times because of His infinite wisdom and unfathomable love. He promises to be our lighthouse, blazing our way and bringing us out of the shadows. Still, these times can cast a shadow over us, leaving us feeling lost and alone. To trust in God's guidance during such times, we must believe that there is a cause for every adversity, a purpose for every sorrow, and a dawn after every night. His assurance, however, gives us hope that light exists even in the shadow of the darkest skies. Imagine living your life like a nautical adventure. There are times when traveling is simple, the sky is clear, and the water is calm. If you believe in Jesus, you should subscribe to the channel. However, occasionally, bad clouds gather, the sea is rough as storms blow through, and we might feel overwhelmed if we relied solely on our own strength during these times. However, just as a seasoned sailor depends on the lighthouse to guide him through a storm, so too should we rely on God's light to get us through our darkest moments. There are many ways to demonstrate His light. It can sometimes be a helping hand in difficult situations. It can be a comforting word when we're feeling low. It's the courage we find within ourselves when faced with challenges. It's the unexpected opportunities that come with failing. To begin effortlessly drawing in enormous sums of money right now, click the link in the comments section below. God's light never goes out. It silently leads us to better days, gives us comfort, and guides us. However, faith is required to see God's guiding light. It's easy to put your faith in God when things are going well, but it can be challenging to maintain that faith when things are bad. It's the knowledge we gain from experiences, both positive and negative, that leads us to uncover the shocking rich secrets revealed by renegade NASA scientists. Yes, I do believe in God. In instances like these, our faith is tested. Faith is the belief that God's light is greater than any possible darkness. It is the certainty that, even when we feel lost, God's light will guide us to the correct path. Relying on God's light also requires patience. Just as the seed takes time to grow into a tree, so too does a person need time to overcome obstacles and learn from their experiences. Just because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel right now doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The virtue of patience reminds us that all dark times are temporary, and that God's light will eventually bring us happier times. God's message also teaches us to be resilient, meaning that when we put our faith in His light, we persevere even when things get dark. It is the determination to keep moving forward, knowing that every step we take while following God's direction is a step in the direction of light. God says, "Trust in me even in the dark, I will guide you with my light." It means getting back up after every setback, putting setbacks aside, and continuing with a new sense of optimism and fortitude. He offers a powerful glimmer of optimism. His lessons guide us through life's stormiest and darkest moments, like a celestial compass. They teach us the virtues of faith, trust, and tenacity, while we traverse the sea of life. Let's remember what God promised. Let's continue to have faith, be tolerant, and develop resilience. If you believe in God, type Amen. Let's trust Him and see where His light takes us. Because whereas darkness is but a transitory state, God's light endures forever. God's pledge to put an end to all of your problems is a potent declaration that is brimming with love, hope, and concern for a brighter future. It resonates with everyone who is going through a tough moment or facing an impossible challenge. God's promise reflects the divine guarantee of relief, an end to suffering, and a transition to better times. Life as we know it includes both peaks and valleys. We all face challenges along the way. We experience joy and sorrow, triumphs and setbacks, and joy and sorrow. They test us, make us uncomfortable, and push us to the limit. But they also shape, strengthen, and advance our growth. It does not follow that we will not face challenges, even though God promises to resolve all of our problems. Instead, it indicates that problems never go away. Every storm will pass. A gloomy night will always be followed by a daybreak, and every problem will eventually have a solution. In the face of severe pain, His message is a reminder to never give up hope. To truly understand God's promise, we must also acknowledge His tendency to provide us with unexpected assistance. Sometimes God changes our situation to solve our problems. He changes us sometimes. Our perspective or approach that allows us to effectively navigate our challenges. God states that in His infinite knowledge, He knows the best solution to every problem we face, even if we cannot see it at the moment. I'll put an end to all of your problems. Jesus promises that they will be resolved, but He also says that they will push us to develop. Every challenge we conquer offers us strength and wisdom. We acquire boldness, strength, and endurance. We get more understanding and empathy. We become conscious of our capabilities and potential. God's supernatural intervention is crucial, and His message also encourages us to do our part, however little. Our actions and efforts are equally significant. We must address our problems, acknowledge them and respond accordingly. We must make decisions, take risks, and learn from our mistakes. We must pray for guidance, ask for wisdom, and maintain our faith. We are also inspired to confide our anxieties and concerns to God by His promise. Knowing that God will eventually provide an answer to our problems is a huge comfort. It allows us to focus on the now, surrender the rest to God, and give it our all. It helps us maintain a positive outlook, even in adverse conditions. Furthermore, God certainly inspires us to have faith in His timing. He knows when to present a problem and when to present a solution. We couldn't keep up with His schedule. Waiting for our issues to get fixed can sometimes be challenging, but we have to remember that God's time is perfect. He can be protecting us from danger or getting us ready for something bigger. God concludes by saying, "I will end all your problems." It conveys an unwavering message of love and support, and unending generosity. As we move through life, it reminds us of His presence, fortitude, and mission. Let's hold on to this promise. Let's embrace God's plan for us, face our problems head-on, and make sensible decisions. As no matter how big our problems seem, God is bigger than them, and God's light will always be seen even in the darkest regions, assisting us in resolving our problems and showing us the path to a brighter future. God says, I have advantages for you that no one else has ever seen, heard of, or envisioned. He conveys a powerful message of love, hope, and divine mercy throughout his address. This statement portends God's special plans for us, strategies that surpass our expectations, and that every one of us possesses uniquely. Salutations. In essence, they are God's gifts to us. They may take many different forms and often surprise us. Sometimes they can be easily seen: financial success, a loving family, a meaningful profession, or good health. Sometimes they are less evident: a struggle that strengthens us, a disappointment that leads us to a better path, or a setback that teaches us an important lesson. In God's states that He has prepared benefits for us that no one else has ever heard of, seen, or imagined, He is conveying that His purposes for us are bigger than anything that people can comprehend. His benefits are uniquely designed for every one of us to fulfill His divine plan for our lives. They will be perfect for us, but they won't conform to social norms or expectations. God's message reminds us that His blessings are greater than our understanding and imagination. They go beyond human limitations and ideas of success and happiness. In all of His wisdom and compassion, God is fully conscious of our needs. This divine assurance also emphasizes the significance of faith, when and how we need it. We are to trust God even if His intentions for us don't align with our own. Like this video, our limited vision often prevents us from seeing the bigger picture, but everything is visible to God. He knows our past, our present, and our future. He knows our potential, our dreams, and our hopes. If we believe in His plan, we must accept that He will give us far more gifts than we could ever ask for. A sense of anticipation and excitement is also evoked by the message of God. It tells us something wonderful. We are going to experience an unthinkable event. Knowing that God has wonderful things in store for us fills us with joy and optimism. However, God's blessings take time to manifest. He has perfect timing and understands just when to do us favors. It's like waiting for a seed to grow into a tree. The seed needs adequate time, favorable conditions, and nourishment. Similarly, we need to grow, experience, and have time in order to receive God's blessings. God's promise also teaches us to be humble. It shows us that God's blessings are not just a result of our efforts, but rather than being something we earn. The gifts He bestows upon us are something we receive. This depresses us and makes us more appreciative of His blessings. In the end, His pledge is a call to action. But God has wonderful things in store for us. We have to work a little to acquire them. We must pray, have faith in Him and heed His counsel. We have to try to live according to His teachings, be deserving of His blessings, and be kind to others. God says, I have arranged for you to be blessed in ways that no one else can see, understand, or know about. It's a message of divine love and kindness. It reminds us of His great gifts, His special plans for us, and His unfailing love. As we navigate life, let's hold on to this promise. Just be glad to share, modest when He offers advantages, patient when He does, and completely confident in His motives. Let's look forward to the amazing presents He has in store for us with gratitude and excitement. As a result, God's blessings both enhance our lives and demonstrate His heavenly love to us, generosity and knowledge. I declare that, just for you, a miracle will occur this weekend. He infuses our lives with a sense of spiritual participation, optimism, and approaching transformation. These statements resonate with the comforting certainty that something extraordinary, above our usual comprehension and expectations, is about to happen. The ability of God's grace to transform our lives, even during the most difficult times, is a beautiful promise. To begin with, it is critical to understand what a miracle is. A miracle is an extraordinary event or phenomenon that cannot be explained by natural laws or scientific principles. Thus, it is attributed to a divine agent. Amazing. They serve as a reminder of God's power and presence in all of their manifestations. They serve as tangible reminders of His generosity, empathy, and care for us. The promise of a miracle demonstrates God's unending love and readiness to bestow gifts upon us. When a miracle is declared, especially for us, it implies that He personally responds to our needs, desires, and requests. It is a message that God has seen our struggles, heard our prayers for assistance, and decided to intervene and make things better. A change in our exterior circumstances is not the only way that God might proclaim the imminence of a miracle. Coals often transforms us within. They could confirm our dependence on God, boost our faith, and renew our hope. They may provide us a fresh perspective, inspiring us to look past our issues and see the countless chances that God's might can offer. Likewise, this divine assurance lifts our spirits. Eagerness, excitement, and joy can be evoked by the prospect of a miracle. It could calm some of our fears, soothe us and reduce our stress. Despite how bad things may seem right now, we may find solace in the knowledge that joy and relief are on the horizon. We are also encouraged to be cautious by the prospect of a miracle. The most surprising things can occasionally occur in the most surprising ways. Miracles operate in this manner. They might not always match our ideas of what a miracle should look like. As a result, we must stay alert and have an open mind and heart so that we can recognize and accept God's miracles when they occur. This message from heaven also encourages us to be patient and says that a miracle will happen this weekend. God's timing is always perfect. It may seem delayed from our perspective, yet God knows when to perform His miracles. Importantly, when a miracle is promised, we shouldn't become complacent. As we wait for God's miracle, we should share, maintain our faith, pray continuously, and carry out our responsibilities and deeds. The most potent miracles may be created when paired with divine intervention from God. In the end, God's promise acts as a reminder to be thankful when the miracle happens. Remember to express gratitude to God for all of His blessings. Being thankful makes it possible for us to acknowledge God's grace, build a close relationship with Him, and keeps our hearts open to future wonders. In conclusion, God's declaration that a miracle is coming this weekend specifically for you is an affirmation of His blessings and loving participation. It's a guarantee that things will improve in the near future. We shall soon see His divine strength, and our confidence will be restored. While we wait for this miracle, let's be alert, patient, and involved. Let's hold on to our convictions. Be grateful for what He has given us and look forward to the change. Let's celebrate and welcome the upcoming miracle, which is a definite sign of God's love and power at work in our lives. According to God, every hardship offers an opportunity for growth. He conveys a message of profound understanding, resilience, and optimism. It is a promise that, despite adversity and failure, there is always space for advancement and transformation. According to this proverb, the most trying periods in life are usually opportunities for achievement and development. For us, they come in a variety of sizes and forms. It could be a failure, rejection, loss, or disappointment. Even while these may initially make us feel upset, disappointed, or hopeless, they are not meant to demoralize us in the long run. These challenges force us to evaluate, think, develop, and adapt. When God states that every setback is an opportunity for growth, He is urging us to adopt a worldview that views challenges as stimulants for progress and transformation rather than as final destinations. He wants us to understand that setbacks are actually opportunities for growth, education, and advancement. The necessity of endurance is emphasized in this message from God. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and keep moving forward. It's about learning from our mistakes, overcoming obstacles, and enduring. It's about accepting failures as opportunities to grow instead of letting them stop us. God's assurance highlights the need of learning from our mistakes. Every setback, no matter how little or large, may reveal our weaknesses and teach us valuable lessons. Find out our mistakes or areas that need work. It might teach patience, bravery, persistence, and humility. If we learn from our mistakes, we may utilize them as stepping stones to improvement. This divine message encourages us to have patience and perseverance. It takes time to develop. It's a slow process that requires effort, patience, and time to finish. We must be persistent in our pursuit because we know that every challenge we encounter advances us one step closer to our growth. God's word is accurate and serve as a reminder that, whatever our challenges, God is always there for us. He provides us with the bravery to confront our challenges, the wisdom to learn from them, and the strength to go past them. We can always count on His counsel and support, which enables us to overcome challenges and go forward. This divine promise encourages us to be positive as well. How we respond to our setbacks is greatly influenced by how we view them. If we view issues as opportunities for personal growth, we are more likely to address them with optimism, curiosity, and commitment. Finally, when God states that every setback is an opportunity for growth, He presents a novel perspective on life's challenges. It acts as a reminder that we shouldn't let our struggles break us. However, it is an exhortation to embrace resiliency, learn from our history, and maintain an optimistic perspective that will shape us. As we navigate life, let's hold on to this promise. Let's accept our mistakes and learn from them, and use failures as opportunities for growth since, in spite of all the obstacles, we are still making progress rather than regressing. Rather than losing, we are learning. Rather of crumbling, we are ascending. And in the process of maturing, we are becoming our best selves, shaped by our experiences as well as our resilience. Have faith in me and know that I am working for you, even if it may not seem like it. Sometimes it takes time for the things you pray for to happen. You can be sure that you are not accidentally perusing this. You are going to succeed, no matter what it seems like today. Dear children, if you believe in God, you will grow and become stronger by conquering these challenges, so do not give up when things become tough. Embrace the difficulties you may encounter, since they act as stepping stones to greatness. Always remember to follow the straight and narrow and look for the truth. The secret to finding inner peace and happiness, which in turn contributes to the establishment of a peaceful world, is to treat one another with love and compassion. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. You are capable of great things. Have faith in your own abilities and the spiritual energy that is inside you. May our blessings be with you as you pursue your goals, and may you get the courage and self-assurance to do so. A guest is on the way to your home, dear child. Remember to greet them with open arms and all of your heart. Be kind, welcoming and respectful of them. By doing this, you honor the divine inside them. Remember that all living things are interconnected, and that kindness and love create positive energy that permeates the universe. Take a minute to consider how hospitality may change individuals' lives, including your own. By embracing the act of welcoming, you may create a sacred space that draws wealth and prosperity into your life. As a result, make sure your home is set up properly and give your visitors a sincere welcome. Give them a taste of the love that fills your home. By doing this, you honor the divinity inside each of us. I hope your home is a place of safety, peace, and love, and may the graces of God constantly surround you. I'm going to rebuild all that the enemy has stolen from your life, including your relationships, finances, and health. I'm already working on the problems you're concerned about,